Oh my gosh, we are in production. Yes, in game design, School of Rock, and film. So we're finishing up our class setup materials. And session one, it's very cumbersome with all the rituals and tools and habits and whatnot. So take a look in the top corner. Here is the assignment that's due on the 6th. And let's take a look at that. So if I go down into the session one folder, we are moving our way down the different tasks. Just a reminder, assignments look like this. They're posted up here if they're coming up. If they're already past due, if we've already done them, they're down here. You can see the dates. I wrote those in the title so you can see. So we're moving through things. We finished these up last week. This is how you work with your blog. If you're still confused about it, re-watch it. How do you take notes? And some more stuff about your blog. This is a video I redid 3 times last week, so hopefully that's helpful for you. Right now, we're focusing on setting goals, storyboards, working with Trello, pre-production tasks. We're going to learn about Fibonacci numbers and how to work with Scrum. So that's the theme this week as we're working on our stuff before we actually get working in production. And this is true for all the classes. So when you are in film, it's going to be the same stuff because all of our teams work in the same process with Scrum and Trello or similar types tools. Even School of Rock, we're using Trello for creating our songs and composing ideas and tracking those things. We're going to use Trello to do that. And you'll notice that up here. Wait. I was in the wrong order. Okay. Yeah, there we go. So we'll talk about that, where we are creating something. And it looks like my assignment here is going to be changed a little bit for School of Rock. I'll explain that. We're not working in teams necessarily for Trello, but I'll explain. So this will be modified for School of Rock. So if you're watching this as your School of Rock, just know it's Mike's Magic Machine, and that looks like this. I'll start with School of Rock first, actually. So in here, this is what a musician named Mike out of England has created, something that allows us to track song ideas, compositional ideas with whatever instrument we're working on, or voice or whatever. You track them and move them through a workflow in a really creative way that I think you're going to really like. So we're going to take a look at that, and let's go back here. And inside our tracking sheet, I have a link to Mike's Music Machine. It doesn't look like it's active right here, but I'll have that working by tomorrow. So we'll have that. So anyway, we're working with Trello this week for all 3 classes. Now, let's go back to School of Rock. So everybody should have completed these tasks last week. I'd like you to check these off. You don't have to put no. If it's not marked here, I don't know if it's done or not, but this is how you're communicating with me that you've completed tasks. And this is true for all 3 classes. And so be sure to be working on those things and tracking those things. We're now this week going to work on this. So in film, for instance, we are, let's get rid of the Z. We're going to have Trello boards for each team. Then your team is going to be talking about the genre they want to work in, films with similar names, scenes to mimic, and a mood board for the film you want to make. In game design, finishing up the task last week, the Trello board for the team. A GDD is a game design document. So in a team, we talk about what do we want to have in our game. So this is the first thing for brainstorming and putting together the decisions for what we need in a game. So a lot of the big decisions are made here. So we want to make that with DoneDoc. You can see this here. I'll have a link up here for that as well. Game description style, inspirational games, scenes, elements, all kinds of stuff for mechanics that you want to put together that may be good. Also, which engine are you going to work in? So in your team has to work on the same engine. That's kind of a given. But so we haven't put the teams together officially yet, so we will this week when we talk about that. We're also going to be working on tutorials in either Construct or Unity. That's another theme this week of working on training on that. That's always a secondary task if it's not the primary task. There's a tutorial series to follow in Construct, and same thing in Trello. And just to give you a reminder of that, in game design, if I click back here, down below, we have resources, including the training materials and things to look at in Construct and also in Unity. And the Unity Essentials is a good starting point for kids in Unity if they haven't used it before. Okay, now going back here. So in our project tracking sheets, we're working on that for film, working on this for game design, and then in School of Rock, we're going to be working on practice logs. We're going to learn about practicing and the different science behind how the brain learns and intervals. So we'll learn things like retrieval practice, deliberate practice, contextual interference, how to make it harder on ourselves. By the way, if you're practicing and it's easy, you're not really learning efficiently. We'll talk about that. So it's not going to be painful. It's just we need to challenge ourselves and not be on autopilot so that the brain is actively paying attention. We're going to talk about that this week. You have a journal that you keep about what you're doing each day. You have a paper log for practicing the skills you're working on for your instrument. We'll talk about that this week. And yeah, so all of this is going to be happening this week. And again, everything launches from Schoology. So you go down task by task, look at the dates here, look at the resources that are here, and all will be revealed, okay? And this is for the whole session, so it's there. Other resources are in the folder as well that you should take a look at. And always, always, always look over here to see what assignments are coming up. This is what's going in the gradebook. And if I click on this, it gives me all the details, okay? And again, if I were to click on it in the folder as well, it gives me all the details. So this is the same thing as what I just clicked on. So a lot of different ways to see the information, but school is the official place to go to for the resources. And then we turn things in either the project tracking sheet or your blog. And just a reminder to make sure that you have access to your edublogs.org account. I also emailed you Friday to click on a link, and that turns me into an editor for your blog, which means I can help you. So I need you to do that because if there's some little goober on your blog, if you and I are looking at it, I can fix it for you. I can show you how the blog works. When I'm sitting down one-on-one with you, it's just way easier than you having to go back to your computer and take all the stuff I've said to you and try to remember it. So again, look at the email I sent you last Friday, the 29th. Respond to that by clicking on the link and adding your blog into my editing class. I have a class set up for our school, and that allows me to be an editor on your blog. I don't know your password. I can't log into your account, but I can edit blog posts. So, all right, that's it for this week. Have a good one.